You're not stuck because you're lazy. You're not stuck because you don't work hard enough. You're not stuck because you lack talent, discipline, or ambition. You're stuck because you're playing a game you were never meant to win. And the worst part? You don't even realize you're in it. Every single day you wake up, you step onto an invisible board where the rules were written decades ago by people who never intended for you to reach the finish line. The middle class trap isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a system so perfectly engineered that it feels like normal life. It feels like responsibility. It feels like just the way things are. This is the middle class trap. And once you see it, really see it, you'll never look at money, work, time, or success the same way again. You'll start noticing the loop in your own life. You'll see it in your friends' lives. You'll see it in the news, in the ads, in the hustle culture memes that promise freedom but deliver more chains. And when that moment hits, everything changes. The fog lifts, the excuses disappear, and suddenly you have a map out of the maze you didn't even know you were trapped inside. This script is that map. If you're reading this right now and something inside you is already stirring, that's not random. That's the first crack in the illusion. Keep reading, because by the time you reach the end of these 50,000 characters, you will have the exact framework, the exact mindset shifts, and the exact action steps to break free forever. Relatable problem. Let me paint a picture so vivid you'll feel like I'm describing your exact week. You wake up early, maybe 6 a.m., maybe earlier if you have kids. The alarm feels like an insult. You're already tired before the day has even started. You scroll your phone for 10 minutes in bed, telling yourself it's just checking notifications, but really it's a hit of dopamine to make the grind feel bearable. Coffee. Breakfast if you're lucky. Maybe you pack lunch for the kids or yourself. Then you're out the door. You commute, whether by car in traffic that makes you question your life choices, or by public transport squeezed between strangers, staring at your phone again. You arrive at work, the office, the shop, the hospital, the school, the factory, doesn't matter. You deal with people who are stressed, pressure from above, responsibilities that never seem to end, meetings that could have been emails, emails that could have been nothing, deadlines that move faster than you can run. You push through, you smile when you don't feel like it, you solve problems that aren't even yours, you stay late because team player, you skip lunch sometimes. You tell yourself this is temporary, that the promotion or the raise is coming, that next quarter will be better. Finally, the end of the month arrives. Salary hits your account. For a brief, beautiful moment, it feels good, like progress, like you're doing something right. You treat yourself to a coffee or a small online purchase because you deserve it. You pay the rent or mortgage that somehow increased again. You cover the utility bills that keep creeping up. Groceries. Why is everything so expensive now? Car payment, insurance, school fees, internet, phone. The unexpected expense that always shows up right on time. A medical bill, a repair, a family emergency. And just like that, you're back where you started. Zero in the savings account. Maybe even negative if you had to dip into credit. Again, and again, and again. And slowly, without realizing it, you stop asking the dangerous question. Why is this happening to me? Instead, you start accepting it as normal. You start saying things like, adulting is hard, or everyone's struggling, or at least I have a job. You normalize the exhaustion. You normalize the quiet resentment when your boss buys a new car while you're still driving the same one from 5 years ago. You normalize scrolling through Instagram, seeing people your age posting about vacations and side businesses while you're just trying to make it to Friday. That's the trap. It doesn't feel like a trap. It feels like life. It feels responsible. It feels like you're doing the right thing by working hard and staying humble. But deep down, something nags at you. A voice that whispers at 2 a.m. when you can't sleep. Is this really it? Is this all there is? You push the voice away. You set another alarm. You tell yourself tomorrow will be different. But tomorrow looks exactly like today, and the years start blurring together. The illusion of progress. Here's the thing nobody tells you, because if they did, the entire system would collapse. Being busy is not the same as moving forward. You can work 10, 12, even 14 hours a day and still be financially, mentally, and emotionally stuck for years, decades even. Because movement is not measured by effort, it's measured by direction. And most people, they're running as fast as they possibly can, in the completely wrong direction. Let's break it down with real numbers from real lives. You get a raise, 5%, 10%, maybe even 20% if you're lucky. Feels amazing. You celebrate. Then what happens? Your lifestyle quietly inflates to match the new income. Better car, nicer apartment, more subscriptions, eating out more. Upgrading your wardrobe because you're making more now. Suddenly, the extra money is gone, and you're still living paycheck to paycheck, just at a slightly higher level. You earn more, expenses increase. It feels like growth, but it's just a loop, a very well-designed, very expensive loop. The system is built this way on purpose. Banks want you in debt. Corporations want you consuming. Governments want you dependent on the next salary, so you never question the bigger picture. They sell you the dream of financial security through a job, but the fine print is that security is an illusion sold at the price of your freedom. I've watched friends go through this exact cycle. One guy got promoted 3 times in 5 years. Salary almost doubled. Yet he was more stressed, had more debt, and less time with his family than when he started. He was winning on paper. In reality, he was deeper in the trap than ever. This illusion of progress is the most dangerous part because it keeps you hopeful just enough to stay in the game. You keep thinking, one more year, one more promotion, one more bonus, and then you'll finally breathe. But the finish line keeps moving. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Because if it's a loop, then who designed it? And more importantly, why does it feel so normal? Why does every advertisement, every movie, every success story on social media reinforce the same path? Study hard, get the degree, get the job, climb the ladder, buy the house, retire at 65, die with a gold watch and a pile of medical bills. It feels normal because it was taught to you from kindergarten, your parents believed it, your teachers believed it, your friends believe it. So when you question it, you feel like the crazy one. You feel ungrateful. You feel like you're betraying the people who sacrificed for you. But here's the truth they don't want you to see. The system was designed for a different world, a world where jobs lasted 40 years, pensions were guaranteed, inflation was low, and one income could support a family. That world is gone. Yet the script hasn't been updated. The discomfort you feel right now? That's your mind waking up. That's the bridge between the old programming and the new reality. Lean into it. The system versus reality. You were taught. Study hard, get good grades, go to college. Get a stable job with benefits. Save money in a bank account or 401k. Buy a house you can barely afford. Work until you're 65. Retire safely and enjoy your golden years. Sounds perfect on paper. Sounds responsible. Sounds like what good people do. But let's compare that to reality in 2026 and beyond. Jobs are unstable. Layoffs happen overnight because of AI, outsourcing, or restructuring. Savings lose value faster than you can deposit them because of inflation that official numbers understate. Retirement keeps moving further away. Social security is strained, pensions are disappearing, and life expectancy is increasing while health costs explode. The house you bought? Its value might go up, but so do property taxes, maintenance, and interest rates. That college degree? Many are now worth less than the debt required to get them. So the question is, why are we still following a system that clearly isn't working for the majority of people? Because it's familiar. Because it feels safe. Because everyone else is doing it and questioning it feels risky. But safe doesn't mean effective. Safe just means you're comfortably stuck while the people who wrote the rules get richer. And that's where most people lose. Quietly, politely, one monthly salary at a time. They trade their best years for a false sense of security, only to wake up at 50 realizing the game was rigged from the start. Rule number 1, income is not wealth. This is the biggest misunderstanding in personal finance today. People think, if I just earn more, I'll be rich. If I get that 6-figure salary, everything will be fine. But earning more doesn't guarantee anything. Because if your lifestyle grows with your income, and it almost always does, you're not building wealth. You're building a more expensive cage. Real wealth is built when your money works without you. That's the difference between the middle class and the wealthy. Income requires your constant effort. You stop working, the money stops coming. Wealth creates freedom. Your assets generate income even while you sleep, travel, or spend time with family. I've seen doctors making $300,000 a year who are still broke because every extra dollar goes into a bigger house, fancier cars, private schools, and vacations that keep them chained to the operating room. Meanwhile, I've seen people earning $60,000 who built small online businesses or invested consistently and now have more freedom than the doctor. The difference isn't the number on the paycheck. It's what you do with the money after it hits your accounts. Income is what you trade your time for. Wealth is what you build so you never have to trade time again. Now here's where it gets deeper. Because even when people understand this intellectually, they still don't act. They nod their heads. They say, "You're right." They save the post. But Monday morning, they're back in the same routine. Why? Because of something invisible, something emotional, something that lives in your nervous system and your childhood programming. Fear of looking stupid, fear of failing publicly, fear of disappointing your family, fear of losing the identity you've built as the hard worker. Comfort is the silent killer here, and it's time to name it. Rule number 2, comfort is a trap. Comfort feels good. That's exactly why it's dangerous. A stable job feels safe. A predictable paycheck feels secure. A routine that never changes feels reliable. But here's the brutal problem. Comfort removes urgency. And without urgency, nothing meaningful ever changes. You don't take calculated risks. You don't explore new opportunities that scare you. You don't learn the skills that actually move the needle. You don't grow. You just stay where you are. And slowly, years pass, then decades. I've talked to people in their 40s who told me, "I always wanted to start that business, but the timing was never right." The timing was never right because comfort kept whispering that tomorrow would be better, that the risk wasn't worth it, that they should wait until they had more savings. Comfort is the middle class trap's best friend. It keeps you medicated with Netflix, weekends, and treat-yourself purchases so you never feel the pain strong enough to change. The wealthy understand this. They deliberately put themselves in uncomfortable situations because discomfort is the birthplace of growth. They invest when others are scared. They learn when others are scrolling. They build when others are consuming. Comfort is expensive. It costs you your future. The real shift. Let's simplify everything we've covered so far. The middle class trap is not about money. It's about thinking. Poor mindset. How do I survive the next month? Middle class mindset. How do I get a better job and maintain my lifestyle? Rich mindset. How do I scale my income and build assets that create freedom? That one shift in thinking changes everything. Because survival thinking keeps you stuck in scarcity. Scaling thinking moves you into abundance. The moment you stop asking, "How can I earn more this month?" and start asking, "How can I build something that earns without me?" is the moment you step off the hamster wheel. This isn't motivational fluff, this is mechanics. Your brain is wired to seek safety. The trap exploits that wiring. The rich rewire their brain to seek leverage. And the good news? You can rewire yours too, starting today. The escape framework. If you really want to break out of the middle class trap forever, you need to follow this exact 3-pillar framework. Not suggestions, non-negotiable rules. I've seen this work for people from every background. Teachers, engineers, retail workers, single parents. It works because it attacks the trap at its root: time, assets, and knowledge. Pillar 1. Stop trading time for money. Time is the only resource you can never get back. If your entire income depends on your personal time and effort, your growth is permanently capped by the number of hours in a day. You have 24 hours. You sleep 7-8. That leaves maybe 10-12 productive hours max. Even if you charge $500 per hour, which almost nobody does, you're still limited. The escape begins when you start creating income that is not tied to your time. This could be building digital products that sell while you sleep, creating content that generates ad revenue or affiliate income, investing in dividend-paying assets, starting a business with systems and team members, licensing ideas or intellectual property. The moment even 10% of your income comes from something other than your direct labor, the trap starts cracking. Pillar 2. Build assets, not expenses. Assets put money in your pocket. Expenses take money out. It's that simple. Yet most people spend their entire lives collecting liabilities disguised as status symbols. A car is not an asset if it depreciates and costs you money every month. A house is not automatically an asset if the mortgage, taxes, and maintenance eat your cash flow. True assets include businesses that generate profit without your daily involvement, rental properties with positive cash flow, stocks or index funds that pay dividends, online businesses or apps, royalties from books, courses, music, or software. Every rupee you spend on an asset instead of an expense moves you closer to freedom. Every rupee spent on a liability moves you deeper into the trap. Pillar 3. Learn before you earn. Information changes everything. The right idea at the right time can shift your entire financial trajectory in months, not decades. But here's the catch. Most people consume information the wrong way. They watch motivational videos, read books, take courses, and then do nothing with it. The wealthy treat learning like a business expense. They study tax laws, marketing, psychology, technology, negotiation, anything that gives them an edge. They don't learn for entertainment, they learn to execute. You need to become dangerous with knowledge, not just knowledgeable. The escape framework is not theory, it's an operating system. Install it, run it daily, and the middle-class trap becomes a distant memory. Let me ask you something right now. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? Working hard, paying bills, being responsible, yet still not getting ahead? That feeling is not random. It's not bad luck. It's not the economy. It's a signal, and once you understand it, you start seeing opportunities everywhere. You see the trap in the colleague who complains about money but refuses to learn a new skill. You see it in the family member who says, just get a good job while they've been in the same position for 20 years. You see it in yourself when you choose the easy scroll instead of the hard work of building. Another question for you. What if the next 12 months could be completely different? Not because you magically got lucky, but because you finally saw the game for what it is. What if you could wake up without the Sunday night dread? What if your money started working for you instead of the other way around? That future is not reserved for the lucky or the privileged. It's available to anyone willing to break the programming. Rule number 3. Leverage is everything. The middle class trades effort for money. The wealthy trade leverage for freedom. Leverage comes in many forms. Other people's time, building a team. Other people's money, using debt or investors intelligently. Technology and automation. Media and distribution, reaching thousands without extra work. Intellectual property that can be sold infinitely. Without leverage, you're always trading your finite life energy for money. With leverage, one good decision can pay you for years. This is why some people seem to get rich quick. It's not luck, it's leverage applied consistently over time. Rule number 4. Environment shapes destiny. You cannot rise above the environment you tolerate. If your friends talk only about sports, politics, and weekend plans, your thinking stays small. If your social media feed is full of consumption and comparison, your brain stays in survival mode. The wealthy curate their environment ruthlessly. Books, podcasts, people, spaces, everything is designed to pull them forward. Change your inputs, change your outputs. Let's make this framework practical with real-world applications. For Pillar 1, stop trading time for money. Start small. Dedicate 5 hours a week to building something that can scale. Write a digital guide, record a course, build a simple website, create content on a platform that pays creators. In 6 to 12 months, that side project can replace your salary. For Pillar 2, build assets. Track every rupee for 30 days. Categorize spending as asset or liability. Shift 10% of your income into actual assets immediately, even if it's just index funds or a small business tool. For Pillar 3, learn before you earn. Pick one high-leverage skill this month. Copywriting, video editing, sales, AI tools, whatever matches your interests, and go deep. Consume 10 hours of targeted learning and immediately apply it to a real project. Do this consistently for a year and the compound effect will be undeniable. The identity shift. The final piece most people miss is identity. You don't just change your actions, you change who you believe you are. From I'm a hard worker who gets a salary to I'm a builder who creates systems and freedom. From I'm someone who survives to I'm someone who scales. Identity drives behavior more than motivation ever will. When your identity changes, the actions become natural. You don't force yourself to learn. You become the kind of person who learns. You don't force yourself to invest. You become the kind of person who builds assets. This is the deepest escape. So next time you feel stuck, don't ask, how can I work harder? Don't ask, how can I get another raise? Ask, am I still playing by the old rules? Am I in the trap right now? What would the version of me who already escaped do today? Because once you recognize the game, you can't stop playing it. You can rewrite the rules. You can build a life where money serves you instead of controlling you. You can have time freedom, location freedom, and choice freedom. That is where everything begins. The middle class trap is real, but so is your ability to escape it. The only question left is, will you? If this script made you think differently, if something inside you shifted even 1%, then you're already ahead of 99% of people who will read this and do nothing. You're already different. Now it's time to act. Save this. Reread it every week until the concepts are in your bones. Start implementing one pillar this week. Share this with someone else who needs to see it. And if you want more frameworks like this, deeper dives into building assets, specific business models, mindset resets, and weekly action plans, subscribe right now. This is just the beginning. The trap is behind you. The life you actually want is in front of you. Go build it.